what's up and welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to be talking about the Orange Crush 60. Alright, I was going to say Pro 60, but this is the Orange Crush 60. This is the little brother to the Crush Pro 120, so I guess it is the Crush Pro 60. This is the little brother to the Crush Pro 120 that I reviewed several months back. It's a 60 watt speaker. It's a 2-channel speaker, and these things are just amazing. I was finally able to get a hold of one of these and get one of these in, and I just love it, man. I love Orange amps. So we're going to dive right in. We're going to talk about the specs of this amp, and then we're going to play some sounds and let you guys decide whether you like it or not. Me personally, I like them a lot. So I've got the specs pulled up right here on my phone. I'm going to read them off to you real quick, and then we'll show you the panel on the back. We'll show you how the panel's set up, explain to you how that works, and then we'll play a few clean tones and a few dirty tones for you guys. And we'll be using the distortion on here, and then I also have an effects pedal setup hooked up into it as well, so you guys can hear what it sounds like if you guys want to run your own distortion and your own effects through it, and not just do the amp sounds that are on there. So let's start off with the features first. First features we got, it's a 2-channel amp. It has digital reverb. It's got spring, hall, and plate as far as reverbs go. Your clean channel controls have volume, bass, and treble. Your dirty channel controls have volume, bass, middle, treble, and gain. And then you have global controls, which is the master controls, which is you have a volume and a reverb. And then you have a 12-inch voice of the world speaker in it, which is Orange's speaker that they have in it. And these amps run, I think, if it says on here, they're $599, so $600. So this isn't necessarily your most budget-friendly 60-watt amp, but it's also not the most expensive 60-watt amp that you get as well. But I love Orange, and they're well worth the price. These things are built like a tank, and they sound amazing. So if you haven't tried one out, you really should. But let's dive in. Let's show you guys the panel over here. I'm going to show you what the panel looks like and show you how the panel's laid out, show you the settings that I'm going to use today, and then we're going to pick up the guitar, and we're going to go through some of the sounds that you can get out here. We're also going to be using the Orange foot switch. This is the single channel foot switch. These are like $35 or $40. They're it's extra. It does not come with the foot switch. But the nice thing about these foot switches that you can use any guitar cable. Any guitar cable plugs into these foot switches, and it plugs in the back. You actually have a foot switch where you can, if you get the dual foot switch, you can control your reverb and the distortion, the clean and distortion by switching it on off. I just like the single because I like the reverb on all the time. These are great pedals. They are built like a tank as well. I mean, everything from Orange is built solid as can be, and I really like this. The one weird thing about these amps, these pedals, is that when you are on the clean channel, if I can't show you, oh, dropped my phone. Anyway, when you're on the clean channel, the light lights up, and when you're on the dirty channel, the light is off. So it's reverse of what it normally should be, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. If you play it long enough, you figure it out and you know how it works. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you guys the panel first, and then we will dive into the sounds of the amp, and I'll show you my settings. So let's show you the panel, and let's get started and see what you guys think. Alright guys, here is the panel layout. This is your clean channel right here. This is your clean channel volume. This is your bass and your treble for the clean channel. Then you have your gain, your bass, middle, and treble, and volume for your dirty channel. Then you have your reverb with your spring, hall, and plate switches right here, which I have it set on the spring right now. And then you have your volume, your master volume. So what I do is, if you guys look right here, I have the volume set. I hope you guys can see this. The volumes are all set at halfway. I have the bass set at like 2. And then I have the treble on the clean channel set at about 3/4. And the gain is up just past halfway on the distortion. Bass is set at 3. The mid is set halfway. And then again with the treble, I actually have the treble opened up a little bit more on the distortion. It's a little over 3/4 of the way now. And this probably isn't quite 3/4, but this is a little over 3/4 of the way. And then the volume's on half. And my reverb is on 2, about 2.5, 2.5. And then the volume here is set on about 2, 3. I guess you go 3. I guess you call that 3 because it's 1, 2, 3 with the marks. So anyway, that's how I have the settings set up on this right now. This is how we're going to run it today. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to play around with a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe the reverb a little bit, turn it up a little bit more once I mess with it on the clean channels, which will actually boost that a little bit now for what we're doing. I'm going to boost it up just a little bit more because we're going to start off just using the amp itself, and then we'll go into the effects pedals afterwards. So that's the settings that I have on it, so you guys can see the settings. You can see how this is set up. This is your on-off here stuff. This is to go from clean to dirty if you are not using the foot switch. I leave it on the clean channel for when I'm playing like this, because I'm actually going to go use the effects pedals as well. So there you guys go. That's how that is set up. And now let's get into some basic sounds of the amp. Alright everybody, so we are going to do some basic sounds of the amp. So I am playing out of that. I showed you my settings, but I have everything set on right now. The volume's on about 3 on the amp. I am using an ESP EC256. I love these guitars. They are phenomenal guitars. I will be doing a review on this one down the road. But for now, that's what we're playing. This is what we got hooked up. And we're just going to be using the amp sounds. We're not using any pedal board. It's just going to be the clean channel and the distortion channel on this amp. So right now, we're on the clean channel. We are using the spring reverb on it, so you guys can hear that. And we're just going to play some sounds. Right now, we are on the bridge pickup, so you guys can kind of hear how that sounds. Sounds really nice. That's the spring reverb. If you guys want to hear the hall, we will switch those as well. But I just want you to hear what that sounds like on the bridge pickup first, so you guys can hear that. So that's the bridge pickup. Let's switch it up to the neck pickup so you guys can hear that a little bit better. So you can really hear that nice spring reverb it has. So let's switch to the next setting. That's the spring reverb, and let's switch to the hall. So now we're on the hall reverb, so you guys can hear that. That sounds pretty good as well. Let's take it up to the plate reverb. Let's switch there. Now we're on the plate reverb. light reverb. So those are the three reverbs on there. They sound pretty good. We're going to take it back down to the spring reverb because that's what I really like, is the spring reverb. I just like that spring sound a little bit better when I'm playing. What's really cool about this amp is that it's kind of like playing a tube amp, because when you get more aggressive with your clean sound, you can actually get a little bit of a dirty sound out of it. And this amp sounds a lot better when you crank it up. When it's at lower volumes, to me it sounds a little boxy, but I don't mind it because I still think it sounds good. But when you crank this amp over halfway on the volume, that's when this amp really shines and just comes to life and sounds amazing when you're playing live. But I'll show you what I mean by, like, when I'm just doing light strokes, you get a really nice clean tone. But you can make that get dirtier. You can hear a little bit of dirtiness starting to come out of it, but it still sounds really nice and clean. You can play really nice, clean, nice tones on it, and it has a really great clean sound. So these have really good clean sounds, and they take pedals really well. If you guys didn't want to have anything but just an amp, you could go clean dirty with the reverb, and this amp will serve you well. I think it just really does a really great job. So let's play a little bit more on the clean channel, and then we'll switch over to the dirty channel. That's just a really nice clean. So I think it has a really great clean channel. And then when you throw some delay and some chorus in there with the reverb, it just really sounds amazing, which we are going to do. And I just want you to hear what this amp sounds like just by itself. No effects, no nothing. Just what the amp can do by itself. So there you go. There's some really nice clean sounds you can get out of it. There's a lot of different tones and stuff you can get out of it. I just want to give you guys an idea, kind of what it sounds like as far as the clean tones that you can get out of this amp with what I like. These are my settings. This is how I like to set it up. You may want to dial it in differently. We all have our different ideas of what we think tone is and how it should sound. So, but I really think the clean channel is really nice on this, and I just think it has a really Really nice tone. Yes. So it has a really, really nice tone. So that's some of the clean sounds you can get out of it. I think it has a really great clean channel. I actually like running pedals through it, but I would use this amp as a standalone. But now we're going to switch over to using the distortion. Now, like I said, I'm using the orange pedal. So we're going to go from the clean to the distortion on that orange pedal to let you guys kind of hear the difference that you can get out of this amp when we go to the distortion. Now, we're just running reverb on this amp. And I'm going to dial that reverb down just a hair. Yeah, that sounds about right. So this is kind of how I would run it if I was just running the amp and I was just running it clean and distortion, no effects, just the amp itself. Just to give you guys an idea of what that would sound like. There's a clean to distortion. That's how I would run it if I was running it. But the distortion on this amp is really, really great. And if you guys play rock or metal, I mean, just really can get, I mean, anything from classic rock to heavier tones, you can really get some really great tones out of it. Now, I have this the distortion set up just a little bit past halfway. That's where I like it at. But you can really crank it and get it dirtier if you want. I think where we're at right now is just a great all-around tone that I can play pretty much anything I want to. I mean, you can do a lot of different stuff. Hopefully I don't flub some notes on this, but we'll play a few riffs for you guys so you guys can hear the dirty shit. Pretty cool. You can get some really great sound. It just has a really, really good distortion. I love the distortion on these amps. You can play a lot of different stuff. You can play Ozzy, you can play Metallica, classic rock like I just. That was free with All Right Now. I mean, you can do a lot of great stuff. So as I was saying before, my battery just died on my camera and I had to put it in. You can get a lot of great different sounds out of this amp. I mean, you can play anything from the real classic stuff to the real heavy stuff. I'm going to play a little bit more stuff for you, just kind of let you guys hear some of this, rip out a couple different things so you can hear the distortion, kind of see how it sounds, and you can kind of see the different stuff that you can play with this amp. rip out. Let's play a couple more things for you, because I just like it, man. This thing sounds so awesome. It's so much fun to play that you can have a blast with it. And I like playing rockier or heavier stuff, so let's just keep on rocking. This thing sounds awesome. It is just so much fun to play. For rocking, anything you want to play, it's just a blast, man. Just a blast. I can't say enough about it. Has great sound, great tones. You can do a lot of great stuff with it. Just a phenomenal amp. You can also plug this into an external amp. It has a speaker output on the back. There's a place to plug in your foot switch. You have a looper, send and return for your effects. You have a speaker output to plug into a bigger cabinet if you want to. And this thing is just built like a tank. I mean, you just, the sounds that you get out of it, I just love it too much. You just, I don't know, you just, when you pick it up, you start playing this amp to a good guitar, it's just too much fun. That's just stupid awesome. And then even with your leads and stuff, if you're playing some leads, it sounds really good for that stuff too. I mean, it's just a great all-around amp. Just has really great sounds. Let's do a couple little lead licks for you guys so you can kind of have an idea how that sounds too. So yeah, it sounds really good. That's just the amp. That's just the amp, straight up. Just the amp. No effects, no nothing. That's just the amp sounds. It's just a great amp. It has a really great sound. Like I said, you really, when you crank this amp up and turn it up to like practice level or turn it up to stage level, that's when it really comes to life. At the lower volumes, like I said, it sounds a little boxy to me, but it still sounds really good. But when you crank that thing up about halfway or better, this thing just opens up just like a tube amp would open up and just blows the thing away. It just sounds really amazing. But that's just the amp sounds just by itself. Now what I want to do is I'm going to turn off the distortion, and then we're going to use, I got an effects pedal down here. I've got a Boss DS1 distortion, TC Electronics delay, TC Electronics chorus pedal set down here. We're going to turn all that on and let you guys kind of hear what that sounds like when you're running through the clean channel and playing some effects. So now we've got the delay and the chorus on, so you can really hear what that sounds like. Really sounds really good running with that. And now I'm running through the front of it. I'm not running through the effects loop, just so you know. I'm running through the front of the amp, which is this input up here on the top. Is what I'm running through. But it still sounds really nice. So that's the clean channel with some chorus and delay running through it, so you guys can kind of hear how that sounds. Sounds really nice. This thing takes pedals really well. Now we're going to kick on a little bit of distortion with delay first, and then I'll do it with the this is using the Boss DS1 distortion with a delay, no chorus in the pedal. So that's a little bit of distortion. That's the DS1 distortion with the TC Electronics delay on it. So you guys can kind of hear what that sounds like with some effects in it. Anyway, you guys can kind of see this. Now we're going to put a little chorus to it as well, because I like a little chorus in my stuff. So this is distortion. This is the DS1 distortion, delay and chorus in the amp now. sounds really good. Sounds really, really good. So, I'm not sure what else to play for you guys. It actually will, maybe we'll do that Metallica riff. So you guys tell me, you guys decide what you like and what you don't like. It's a really, really great amp. Just, I don't know what else to say about it. Tongue-tied. So yeah, super great amp. Sounds really good. Takes pedals really well. Play it with pedals, without pedals, whichever way you want to go. The amp by itself, if you just want to amp and don't want to deal with a bunch of pedals, a bunch of effects and things like that, just running straight in with a single pedal. Works phenomenal. I played it that way for you guys at the beginning. Now I just played it with you guys to hear with a little bit of effects in there so you guys can hear both. So I can't speak highly enough about these amps. They're really great amps for the price. Orange just makes really, really phenomenal gear. These things are built like a tank. They're going to last you a while, and you can do a lot with them. There's a lot of different tones and sounds you can dial in with them. It just depends on your preferences. I have certain preferences. We all have certain preferences. And this is just my opinion. In my opinion, I think they're great amps. They take pedals well. I think they sound amazing. And I just love them. For the price, I mean, this is, like I said, this is a $600 amp. It's $599. And a lot of people think that's a little high, but for me, it's worth it. It's very much worth it. Yes, there's other amps you can buy out there that are a little bit more budget friendly. You can get the 100 watt 112 combo Boss, and that's a great amp. And that's like the 112 combo is like $379, but then you got to pay another $129 for the foot switch, or $139 with foot switch, which just puts you at right around $600 as well. Because $379, plus 3, that's $5, and then another, so you're right about $600 with it as well. It really just depends on what you like and what you're interested in playing sound wise. That Boss Katana comes with multi-effects built in. Me personally, I prefer to have amps that just have a clean channel and a distortion channel, and then I can run my own effects to it later. The multi-effects amp thing is cool and all, but it's not necessarily a thing. And I do have, like, if you look, I have some I have a Black Star sitting right there that's a multi-effects amp, and I do like those, and they have certain applications that are nice. But for me, when it comes down to just straight out playing, and when I'm playing live, 9 times out of 10, I'm playing out of something like this. Just great amps, and I love the tweed on the front. This is just super awesome. They just look great. I can't say enough about them. They're just great amps. So I hope this helps you guys out with the sounds and everything. I hope you guys have an idea of what this amp sounds like. I tried to do the best of my ability to kind of guys give an idea what it sounds like by itself, and then with some pedals going with it as well. And that's all I got for you guys. This is pretty much a straightforward, simple, quick amp. There's not a whole lot of bells and whistles on it. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but that's what I like about it. That simple, straightforward amp that just sounds really good and plays really well. And this amp, you can play anywhere with this amp. This amp is loud enough to go gig anywhere you want to gig. It is stupid loud. It has 3 volumes on it. I always set my my clear volume, my distortion volume at the same level, and then I just use the main volume to do it. There's a lot of guys that I've seen that turn those 2 volumes all the way up and then just run the main volume. I set it about halfway because I don't really need to turn it up past that because it's so loud, it's crazy. This for 60 watts, this thing just puts out like nobody's business. I mean, it'll hold up to anything. You can gig with this anywhere you want it to. It's just a great solid amp, and I definitely recommend it. I recommend Orange amps all the way around. The 120 series is really awesome because it's more budget friendly than their Tube series stuff, and I can't speak enough. I have the not the 120, the CR Crush series. Sorry, the Crush series is very budget friendly. I have the CR 120 sitting over there. Now I have the CR 60 right here, and they're just phenomenal amps. And I can't say enough about them. So I recommend this amp. If you guys, questions, comments, leave what you think down below. I know on one of my last videos, people were dogging out the guitar I reviewed over some tonal issues and stuff. But this is my opinion. It's just my opinion. And I appreciate everybody voicing their opinions as well. We all hear things differently. We're all searching as guitar players or musicians in general, a certain type of sound, a certain type of tone that we like, and that's what so we all have different preferences. So when it comes to tone, the tone that I like, you may hate, and that's just how it is. I do these reviews for you guys to help you make a better decision on whether you may be interested in buying this, to put another video out there that you can watch that might help you in your decision whether you want to buy it or not. You know, now me personally, I recommend this amp, but other people may say they hate it. You know, but that's just me. This is my opinion. This is my review. I do these reviews just to try to help you guys out. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't get this gear for free. I bought this with my own money. Everything you guys see on the channel, I bought and paid for. I don't have a bunch of sponsors that are sending me gear to test out and everything. I just do this because I love to play, and I like to show off the gear that I have and do reviews on it. So maybe you might be interested in it, maybe you're not, or maybe this sways you one way or the other and helps you make your decision. That's the whole point of it. It's not to say, go buy this amp. It's to say, here's a review. This is the sounds that I'm getting out of it. If you like it, then go get it. If you don't, then don't. It's entirely up to you guys. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you out. I try to do my best when I make these videos. Sometimes I get a little tongue-tied. But I'm just doing it to try to help you guys out and doing it because I enjoy doing it. So do me a favor, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that ding-dong button, the share button, all those things you got to do for YouTube. And we'll see you guys on the next one.